What is going on, people? How you doing? Long time no see. Welcome back to Amped Off-Road. So I've been waiting to make this video for a little while. I wanted to get the new tires on before I made this, but they are finally on, so now we're going to do a quick walk around of the Jeep. We're going to highlight some of my favorite points, some of the favorite modifications. I'm not going to go over everything. I have a full breakdown of my full list of modifications on revkit.com, which I'll leave linked down in the description below. But first and foremost, my favorite thing, and will probably always be my favorite thing, is going to be the color of this Jeep. Now, this color is called Amped, hence the title, Amped Off-Road. It was only made for 1 year back in 2014. If you don't have a 2014 Jeep, then you don't have this color. Sorry. But one thing that makes this color particularly special, or this Jeep special, is that this Jeep is one of 40 in the United States. Now, that means that there were only 40 two-door, amped colored Wrangler Willys with a manual transmission that were made in 2014, so I think that's pretty special. So for wheels and tires, we have KMC RG beadlocks in 17-inch, wrapped in Mickey Thompson Baja Boss 37 by 12.5, 17. These recently got put on thanks to Dodona Enterprises down in Yonkers. Go check them out on Facebook and Instagram. I'll leave links down in the description below for you. Go show them some love. All right, now that we got the wheels and tires out of the way, let's talk about the brakes. I've done another video specific to this brakes. I cannot stress enough how important big brakes are when you're running on oversized tires. It really made a huge difference. I'm running the American Power Brakes big brake kit for the front. They are working on a rear set, which I will be picking up once that releases. So again, thank you to American Power Brakes for sponsoring the Jeep. Go check them out. That's really about it. I made a whole video on it. You can go watch that. If you did already, then you're the best. I love you. Now, I know a lot of people don't have any kind of engine modifications or engine swaps. Well, I'm one of them. Still rocking the factory 3.6 liter Pentastar. There's no modifications to it besides the snorkel and the throttle body spacer, but that stuff's not important. All right, we're gonna move to the exterior body modifications. So we have front bumper is a Smitty built mod with the Stinger. I think this just looks so aggressive and beefy. It's the reason why I chose that bumper. It's been on there for a few years now. We have Moto built 2-inch crusher fenders. These were the slimmest fenders that I could find that still provided good protection because they're nice and thick steel. Rear bumper is a Moto built crusher as well. Reason why I chose this bumper. So if you look down here, there is a very small gap between where the body ends and where the bumper ends. I wanted to keep that low so that it didn't get hung up on any kind of trees or branches or anything. Plus it enabled to retain the factory hitch, so I can run my giant flag and hopefully tow a jet ski in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. As you can see on here, we run half doors in the summer. We just got these. These are the Best Top core doors that I had custom painted in my body color to match. They come from Best Top as like a textured black. I just dropped them off in my local body shop to sand them down and repaint them so that it matches the Jeep quite well. The cool thing about these doors is that this middle section right here where it is recessed can actually come out and you can see into the Jeep, have a tubular style door, but I like it just fine with the insert in. All right, so moving on to the interior. Wow, this door is hot. Thanks to one of my sponsors, Braum Racing, we got a set of Venom Series racing seats. I made a whole install video on these, so check that out on my channel, but these seats are super comfortable and look amazing. These are paired with a set of Pit Road M 6-point harnesses. Cool thing about these harnesses is these are from Japan. Those of you who know me know I used to have a Subaru STI and I bought these harnesses to go in that car, but I got rid of the car, sold it, so I said, why not? Let's put the harnesses in the Jeep. They're pink. I have the only set in the country that I know of, and they are autographed. By who? the owner of Pit Road M, which is pretty dang cool. So I made a post a while back when I thought of doing this idea for people to ask me questions if they had anything specific that they wanted to know about the Jeep. There was only one. So shout out to JK_Hades for asking me about this steering wheel setup. This is a steering wheel imported from Japan. It's made by a company called BR. It's signed by the owner of the company. This is mated to the NRG quick release and then the NRG short hub that goes onto the steering column. What that allows you to do is pull this lever back here and you can take the steering wheel off. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Nope, that's a no. Can you rest there? Can you still see me? That's great. We're just gonna leave it right there. So pull the lever, steering wheel comes off. Why'd I do this? Well, especially with the Braum Racing seats, they have some pretty high bolsters on the side, so it makes it a little difficult to get in and out of the Jeep with the factory steering wheel, which is like huge now compared to this thing. So being able to remove it when I get in and out and put the harnesses on makes a world of difference. Now, one of the best things that I've ever done to this Jeep was install this Apollo Intech switch panel. This comes stock with a built-in voltmeter, along with six switches, similar to the S-Pod, but this thing is a whole lot cheaper. We have the light bar, front differential, we got a set of rock lights from X-Brite, rear differential, the pod lights that are on my bumper, and zombie lights, which are the halos around my headlights. It was the closest thing to a circle I could find on the switches. Now for some more safety equipment, we have the Rock Hard 4x4 Sport Cage. This is a bolt-in that I also had custom painted in my body color. Everything in here is amped or black, and a little bit of red. But I like the gold and black theme. It's nice and simple. Another piece of the interior are my B&M sport shifter and transfer case selector. These have a quick throw, so they are nice and tight. Don't have to go too far for the travel. It's a lot stiffer when you're going into gear than the factory knob that would rattle and shake and go all over the place when you're driving down the road. This one doesn't do that, which is awesome. Plus, it is adjustable as far as where the position is going to be. Cool thing about this four-wheel drive selector is it's nice and easy to pull it into four-wheel drive. You're not reaching all the way down here and trying to wrestle with the thing, for those of you that don't go into four-wheel drive often. No names mentioned. Moving into the back of the Jeep, we have the 15-pound power tank mounted onto the Rock Hard 4x4 harness bar that is, again, also painted with the harnesses wrapped around that, of course. But this thing is great. I got the 15-pound tank because a little bit obviously bigger than the 10-pound, but it reduces the amount of times that I have to go fill it up when I want to air up the tires or run air tours or whatever the case. So shout out to Power Tank. You guys make an awesome product. We have the Unheard Customs sub enclosure that's mounted onto the tailgate. Included are two JL Audio 10-inch subwoofers. These things absolutely kick. Now for the rest of the audio that is in the Jeep, right now as far as aftermarket is just the two subs in the back in that Unheard Custom sub enclosure. In the next couple weeks I will be driving out to Unheard Customs to install their 4-speaker soundbar. I have the speakers set up already. I gotta get out there and go ahead and install it. That's about it as far as audio. Oh, and there's an amp under the seat too. I don't know the specs on that. I'm not a big audio person. Now for the important stuff. Let's go under the Jeep and see what we have under here. So I don't know if you guys can see this very well. I'll probably include some B-roll, but we have Rock Hard 4x4 skid plate system, engine, transmission, transfer case, and gas tank. We have a MagnaFlow catback exhaust. This is pretty cool. Check this out. The tip comes out right in front of the rear axle, so I don't have to worry about it getting banged up on rocks. Sounds really good. Now for the front axle, we have a Dynatrac Pro Rock 44 Unlimited. We are running the Yeti Steer Smarts tie rod and drag link with the Griffin attenuator. What that attenuator does is when you go over potholes on the road where you get a little bit of bump steer, this essentially eliminates that. Makes for a super smooth drive. I do a lot of highway driving, so that is essential. Keep steering wheel straight and not swerve all over the road. And then we have a Falcon Nexus 2.1 steering stabilizer to go along with it. It's nice and scratched up. This Jeep definitely gets used and abused. Well, now that you've seen what is all done to my Jeep, some of you might ask, Warren, what's next? Well, I have no idea. Where I would love this thing to be sitting is on a set of coilovers, preferably Kings, and eventually go up to 40s. Now, I was gonna do 40-inch tires when I bought these tires, but I wouldn't fit in my garage. So that's a little more important right now. As always, in all of my videos, a full breakdown of every single modification I've done to this Jeep will be on my RevKit page, linked down in the description below. If you don't have a RevKit page, go check it out, make one. It is so cool to have all of your modifications in one page, in one list. You can put pictures and customize it the way you want. You can add a little description about yourself or your Jeep or how you got into Jeeps or whatever the case. Get creative. So that about wraps it up for my Jeep. If you like these kind of videos, or if you want me to do some walk around videos of some of the guys in my club or some of my friends' Jeeps, I can do that. As always, like this video, subscribe, comment, whatever your heart desires. I like questions. I like answering questions. You know, let me know what you guys want to know. I'm pretty proficient in Jeeps and modifications and off-roading and what to do and what not to do, because I've probably done it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.